Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today, I'm very excited to be checking out the 8th most popular project on all of games right now. I do think it's kind of surprising that it's 8th. It did just launch this morning, but there's some other things that launched this morning, granted a couple hours earlier, that are much higher. But that is G.I. Joe Mission Critical. Take on the Cobra Force in this 2 to 5 player cooperative miniatures game. So the first thing that really comes to my mind is I've already looked at the Board Game Geek page, and it said it was 1 to 5 players. So I immediately am like, wait, that's kind of weird that it's. Let me make sure I didn't, because I thought it was solo. Let me just double check this. Yeah, 1 to 5. Okay. By the way, this Board Game Geek page is abysmally boring, so hopefully they spice that up a little bit. Take on the Cobra card in this 2 to 5 player cooperative miniatures game. It's just, hey, here's G.I. Joes and here's minis. That's all I can see. And honestly, I can't even really see the details of the minis with the dark green on the dark blue background. And I know maybe when I click on it, it looks better, but this is just very unimpressive. Live now. You're telling me there's nothing more important to tell me about this game than live now, taking up a decent chunk of your marquee space. You know, what kind of game is this? Is this role-playing? Is this deck building? Is this area control, resource management, worker placement? Does it have a cooperative campaign? Oh, it is cooperative, so at least they tell me it's cooperative, but just something else. Is there a campaign I go through? Is it a legacy? Like, something else could be conveyed here, and it's just, there's so little being told aside from G.I. Joe! Minis! Go! So if I'm not a diehard G.I. Joe fan, as a gamer, I'm like, this ain't it, fam. I need more info. Alright. It's raised $44,000. It is funded. They only needed $5,000. They must have a really good manufacturer, huh? $5,000 for a minis, a big box. So now I zoomed in, I see it's going to be a big box of minis. I see the G.I. Joes. When I click on it, I can see slightly more details, but still not much. Man, zoom in. Like this, just zoom in. Show me some other components. This main image. Just the main image to me, honestly, is a half-point grade drop. I think the main everything is just very uninspiring. And it's disappointing, because you got G.I. Joes. You got this big IP. Alright, as always when we go to the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
Cobra is at it again, selling arms and wreaking havoc on the innocent. It is up to G.I. Joe to meet this threat and stop Cobra in their tracks. In G.I. Joe Mission Critical, players take on the roles of the G.I. Joe team to save the world from the evil Cobra.
Okay. See some minis. They all okay. I see some boards. I see the main player area. Okay.
In this core game box, you will face Cobra Commander and his legions of Cobra Troopers and Crimson Guard, as well as powerful...
I hate this shot right here with the passion of 1,000 suns if you don't show me the back of these cards. I don't care what the artwork looks like. I mean, granted, yes, I do. But I need to see... I need to see what's on the other side of these.
Tenants like Major Blood, Copperhead, Dr. Mindbender, and Baronet.
Because presumably all of them have asymmetrical special abilities. Why not tease me with some of that? Just a little wet my whistle. Even because I'm a fan of G.I. Joe, that makes me say, ooh, that special ability that you have tied to this character makes it more thematic and I'm more excited about this game. And if I'm not a G.I. Joe fan, I'm just here out of curiosity, or I'm a minor G.I. Joe fan who doesn't remember Dr. Mindbender, whoever it is, I still see that there's different asymmetrical villains, so every single game is going to be a different fun play experience. But instead you just show me artwork. And Sean said, Renegade Studios is pretty established. Yes, they are. The Can You Do It? I'm not worried about that. This looks more of a pre-order than what I saw. And yeah, I was wondering about that. Because apparently the shipping is sometime this year. I saw it on the Board Game Geek thing. Right, but anywho.
You will play as your favorite G.I. Joe hero.
Ah, okay. There we go. Now I'm seeing a little bit of text.
Your favorite
Adaptive Ranger. Once during battle, when any hero reveals something with a star ability for defense, you can do something. Okay.
G.I. Joe heroes. You will deploy the Joes to locations on the board and move to confront the forces of Cobra. Battle.
Okay. Like, honestly, I hate to say this, but it looks a smidge bit pandemic-y in just the way that was presented that there. At least maybe it was just to me like, oh, here's you guys, you're going around, you're defeating the different minis of different colors. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I do like that.
Move to confront the forces of Cobra. Battle the forces of evil using
Attack 2 dice. If this attack defeats his foot soldier, return this card to your hand instead of discarding it. Okay, like this.
your special talents and abilities. And at times, take a moment to recover your resources to prepare to continue the fight. As the game progresses, players will be able to deploy their vehicles against the enemies. Stand united and work.
I wanted to see that board a little bit more, but now you got me. Now you're getting me on the gameriness. I'm seeing things that look familiar, but they look different. They look fun. Because once again, there's going to be people who back this are just minor G.I. Joe fans. They just think it looks like a good game.
Progresses. Players will be able to deploy their vehicles against the enemy.
Use this card after an enemy card is defeated by an attack. Deal excess star from that attack to a different enemy card. These are persistent vehicles. Passive ability. Till the end of this battle, each time a hero performs an attack, they may reroll 1 die. Okay.
Stand united and work as a team to topple the forces of Cobra. The world needs your help to keep Cobra at bay.
With some dice rolling mixed in. Okay. I didn't see that one coming, but all right. Oh, maybe it's for combat. If it's for battle or something. Yeah, the video was... As a minor G.I. Joe fan, I'm like, it looks okay. I'd try it. I'd be excited to try it. But as for buying it, I don't know. Now, coming at it from the hardcore G.I. Joe perspective, please let me know in the comments below, or if anyone in the chat is a big G.I. Joe fan, did you think that hit the mark? Because I just didn't. I didn't. It didn't feel like a G.I. Joe game. It felt just like a game with G.I. Joe theme. And that's, and that's just an it factor. And that's different from person to person to person. How thematic a game is, varies widely based on how much you want to get into it, how much you want to do little things. I just didn't see it. But let me know what you think about that video in the comments down below. Anywho, Renegade Game Studio, 16 created, 140 back. Scott Dacia, game enthusiast publisher at Renegade Game Studio. We have 2 people here on the customer service. The off-duty ninja team. That sounds like a collaborator thing. I need to do this. What is this? Is this someone who offers their services? Oh, it's just for them. So interesting. Yeah, I need to do that. Matt Hollis, so we got that. 60 created, 140 back. Let's go check out, see how many they have outstanding or outpending. Reckland Run. Artisans of Splendid Vale. Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. My Father's Work. I think My Father's Work is out now, I want to say. So let's see. March Fulfillment Update. As we near our expected shipping window, we want to give you an update and keep you informed as possible. Our games are now reaching our fulfillment centers globally to fix a few bugs in the app. So don't just store it. Ship it, please. If the game is just sitting in storage, you can get it out. Don't ship this game till it's ready. What's the point? How frustrating will that be to receive a game? So this is just people... Yeah, that's a very interesting one with the app not being ready. But that one looks like it's ready to rock and roll. All right, let's see if this one's out. Mission Critical Live. Announcing G.I. Joe Mission Critical. Last chance to pre-order. Time is running out. So this one is not out yet. Which means this one probably not shipped yet. Sneak peek at the insert. Nope. And then I'm going to guess this one is not out as well. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially. Pledge Manager coming soon. Yeah. So it looks like potentially 4 projects. Let's do this one, actually, just to be safe. Because you don't want to find out. I just want to say 4 and find out that there's like 8 or something. The German edition is coming. German embargo shipping. So yeah, they're shipping. Cool. So 4 things out pending. Once again, I would not be terribly worried about it. They're a very established company in the industry. They're working with G.I. Joe and Hasbro. You think Hasbro's just going to work with any Joe Schmoes off the street? You got to have the steal. Got to earn your keep, if you know what I mean. G.I.G. Mission Critical. So we got the big box, and then we got another box, which presumably that's going to be the big pledge level that everybody goes for. 2 to 5 players, 45 to 60 minutes, ages 14 plus. All right, and I see the minis, I see the focus, I see the cards, I see a slight little player thing you have. Okay. Is a cooperative miniatures board game for 2 to 5 players where you take on the role. Now, here's another thing that I thought was interesting about the Board Game Geek. They don't list the designer. That always concerns me. Their deck builder is fun. Terrible rules, but fun. Well, good to know. Yeah, that always concerns me when you don't list the designer on okay. So we got the $99 gets you the game, then you get to these two things. What are these two things? Retro Snake Eyes. Is this just an actual toy, or is this an expansion? Well, I don't know. You didn't tell me. Then I see that, and you didn't zoom in enough. Retro Snake Eye Renegade exclusive. What is this? Is this like are these toys or are these expansions? Why are these so small? All right, the battle begins. So here it is. Here's the core box. Good. We're getting straight into it. I actually do like this format, I guess. They told me the price, and now we're getting into it. We're not beating around the bush. That's the big thing. So $120 MSRP. You get 5 hero minis, 45 millimeters tall, 4 millimeter base. I know that is the industry standard. Don't tell me that's the industry standard. Everybody does in millimeters. Everybody does in centimeters. Yes, I understand that. But on your Kickstarter, because you're not in the minis industry, you're just trying to sell me something. Tell me the inches, because chances are, yep, most people here from the United States of America. So 44 millimeters. What is that to inches? It's just one of those nitpicks for me. Yeah, I wonder if this will be more fun than the deck building game. I wonder if they have the same designer. I mean, who knows? Because they didn't list it. So we got 24 foot soldier minis. Okay, 3 low 10 minis. You get in a big box of minis. So 5, 6, 7, 10, 34 minis, 6 dice, 135 cards. Decent chunk of cards. 20 foot soldiers, 24 lieutenants, 8 nemesis, 8 boss combat cards. Yeah, so I feel like they're not spotlighting these components as well as I'd like. Like, I'd really like to see what the boss combat cards, like, those are about, because presumably those are a big deal, right? 1 boss deployment card, 11 tarot-sized cards. Tell me in inches as well. I know it's in millimeters for everybody else, but just tell me in inches. 6 vehicle cards. It's just the little things like that. And it's not just for me. It's for the majority of the people backing your Kickstarter. If you like their Power Rangers game, you like this. If you're not a fan of that game, you probably won't. Yeah, Sean said apparently this is similar to their Power Rangers game, gameplay-wise. So, I've not played either. Bring out the big guns, heavy firepower's expansion. This includes 3 hero minis, so 3 new characters, 2 new bosses, 48 standard cards, 8 boss combat cards, 8 lieutenant cards, 6 terror-sized cards, so you get the, okay. And the extra munitions add-on. This is if you want fancier dice. So this was the thing. Mission Critical Vehicle Pack. 8 exclusive new vehicle cards. Now that's hot. That's awesome. Then this thing. A Blast from the Past. Recruit this exclusive classic character to join in the battle. So it is. It's an expansion. See, now this. Zoomed in on this. That's what I want to see there. Alright, so knowing is half the battle. How to play. I'd love to see a how to play video. Hopefully, and a gameplay video. That's what I'd like to see. Ding, ding, ding. Sean wins a cookie. There you go. Guardian System. Apparently that is the system in which they utilize. So Power Rangers. So it's what? I can play Power Rangers versus G.I. Joes. Now I know maybe they haven't mentioned that because Hasbro, doesn't want to do that, and Hasbro's in power here because they got the IP. But that's huge. Power Rangers here. That sounds really cool. So, Heroes of the Grid. Let's see how highly rated this one is on Board Game Geek, because I have not played it once again. I just want to see what the general consensus is. Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Boatloads of expansions. Ranked 2,534. Top 500th the Mac. That is not too shabby at all. That gets me more excited about this game, honestly. That whole thing does. I wonder if there's a pledge level where I can get all that stuff as well. Probably not, with Hasbro being there, but it never helps to help. Never helps to hope. No, that's not it. It does help to hope. I don't know. Anyhow, 24-page rule booklet. Let me check this one out. Components. Because you're going to let me not scroll. Okay, then we go straight to setup. Nice. This looks good. Numbered setup. Pictures, illustrations, examples. Yeah. Looks solid. Okay. Looks good. Doesn't look like a flaming dumpster fire. Always what you want to see. Reconnaissance report. Reveal calendars. Attention soldiers. Be sure to check back on these dates for in-depth looks at various elements of the game. So you're going to spotlight various different things in the game. Like, oh, here's this boss. And there's their power cards. It's good for some people. I don't think that's the majority of people. Now, are these up, like, what are these? I guess that's my question, because are these daily unlocks, or are you talking about the game? One of them I'm excited about, one I'm not. So maybe a little bit less ambiguous, unless it's, I don't know. Unless it is, it is what I'm thinking. If it's unlocks, I think they should be less ambiguous. Deployment. So there's no gameplay video. There's no how to play video. There's no preview video. Just little old me. No, this is the Power Rangers one. Sorry. Yeah, it's just little old me up in here. There's no other videos on this right now. Not a fan of that. Like, come on. Come on. You're telling me that this game is going to ship to me in November, and there's not a gameplay video on it? This is an Essen release almost. Not quite. If it gets here early, maybe. So not a fan of that at all. And maybe that's what they're doing on those unlocks. Hey, come back next Thursday and we'll show you what the game's like. Yeah. Is there a way to get you to come back? I'm thinking we'll just show you more in detail on some of the cards and such. Yeah. So, and that's really the big thing. Like, I don't care if you use Kickstarter as a pre-order. Some people just are like, I shouldn't be using that. The big companies shouldn't use blah, blah, blah. I disagree with that because this takes financial risk off of them and it makes the industry grow as a whole. Does it have downsides? Absolutely it does, but I think the upsides massively outweigh the downsides. So I don't care about that. But you can still make these exciting. Like, you can still give me more information. Like, dang. No Average Joe, mission complete. So very clean, clear shipping area. I will say I love the shipping area. Hopefully we talk about the VAT. Click here for UU shipping rates. Whoa, okay. It's kind of odd that it's here instead of just listed in here, but whatever. We will be charging applicable tax in the post-campaign. Your rewards will be sent duty-free from your region. There will be no additional customs VAT. Wow! And so here I immediately go back to that main image and how much I hate this main image and how generic and boring this main image is and uninspiring it really is. Like, this is just a terrible main... Like, this. No VAT. Like, I feel like that could be, at the very least, no VAT. VAT-free. Like, just smack it on here. VAT-free. That is much more... Like, it's just... It bugs me when companies don't use their window, because it's window shopping, to show me more. Retailer pledge. The retailer pledge level is deposit toward the full cost of your order. You will have the opportunity to order the additional cases you must own in a physical store. Okay. When will Cobra strike? Kickstarter ends. Pledge manager opens. Pledge manager closes. Address changes to. Estimated fulfillment November 2022. This is a pre-order. What else? Is a premier developer or publishers of stuff. We have Meet the Team. So this is the game design. So, okay. That's still weird that they don't at least have these people's names there on the game design forum on Board Game Geek. I don't know. Discord, Twitch, Instagram, joiner things, stuff. Okay. Let's check out the pledge levels. No $1. Get the hell out of here. We don't want you sitting on the fence. You're either buying or you're not buying. All right, 99. So not many people just want the game itself, which is good. You don't want people to just want the game. You want people to want the other box as well. You're gonna let me scroll up. There we go. And you got down to business early. What was the price? I want to refresh my memory. 99 and then 145 gets me this extra box, which I don't feel like was really sold to me that well. But I don't feel like it's a terrible price Kickstarter-wise. 150 for the all-in. We see 200, 300, 400 all the time. So 150, it's not bad. 150 for your nostalgia. I think they got something there. Okay, so 99 gets to the game. Nobody's getting that. Everybody's getting this extra stuff. And then we have the mission complete, all in, 282. Then we have the retailer pledge. We have 7. Okay. Check out the FAQ, the updates, comments. Let's give this one a grade. Hate this. Hate this immediately. And go check out Reload from Colossal Games, how they organize theirs. Also, a bunch of other companies have done it. It's just a better way to organize your FAQ, make it more pleasurable, so that if my question is question number 10, I don't have to go through the other 9 to find it. Is there a solo mode? Yes. So you can use scenario. Why? Like, once again, I was giving it a half point grade drop for how uninspiring this main image is, and now it's a full point grade drop just because. Why would you market this as a 2 to 5 player game if there is a solo mode? Because there's a huge chunk of people who are immediately going to be like, oh, no solo mode? I'm out. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you put the 1 to 5, there's a huge chunk of people who are immediately in too. And you intentionally omitted that. If there's a way to play your game solo, you say it's 1 to 5. Like, that's just, ugh. That drives me nuts. Where can I find other G.I. Joe fans? Join us on Facebook. Okay. Have a unique ability. Does G.I. Joe ship to my country? Yeah, this was all covered. What is the good system? Will there be stretch goals? No. We show you everything on day 1. We'll go into great detail of many game elements over the course of the campaign through updates. Yeah. Okay. So this is pretty much a give us some money and go. Really, I don't see many reasons why you're coming back to this. Unless you want to, yeah, like, I don't know. Incoming transmission, Project Up, and what to expect in this campaign. So this is the things, this is what we're going to tell you about the game. Why back now? What is the Guardian system? Today's reveals. Duke, so this is literally what they're going to be showing off. Duke is a go-to, so they're going to be going in-depth about the different characters and how they work, it looks like. And the engagement. No engagement yet on this update, but it just launched today. This update's probably been not by very long at all. Comments. Feels like the Jurassic Park launch a month ago. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. Kind of does. Feels a little cold, feels a little heartless, feels a little Hasbro. Trademark. Trademark that one. So no stretch goals, correct? No stretch goals. We want to make sure you can see all the figures, cards, and components included from day one. Well, I'd love to see that in a gameplay video. We want to keep all those Joes updated much, or at the very least, it's just little things too. Just they drive me nuts. If this is based off another system, why don't you talk about how popular that system is? Like, you have the system itself. That's the baby here. You know, if you tell me something is from a certain system and I like that game, I'm immediately in. You say this is an Orleans system, or it's an Orleans style game, or it's, you know, because this is a 20. I'm sure there's lots of positive quotes they could have bought here. And then the fact that it just, the only, blink and you'll miss it, but you can now, with this, play G.I. Joe versus Power Rangers. They can play together, if you want them to. Like, that sounds awesome. Is it going to be a little broken? Yeah. But if you're trying to mix G.I. Joe and Power Rangers together, it's probably going to end up being a little broken anyway. Okay, there's just a power creep here. G.I. Joe's massively underpowered compared to Power Rangers. Don't try and tell me otherwise. So it's just, that's an odd choice. There's so many odd choices with this campaign. Final grade on this one. Do I want it? Not really. When I think my favorite aspect of your game and the most exciting thing about your game was the fact that I could play it with Power Rangers as well, and they could mush the two together. And then I think, honestly, the system. I think just the fact that you have a system just gets my brain just percolating like, oh, what if they did this game? Because they also have this license or that license. D, Cold and Lifeless. C-. Yeah, I'm somewhere in there. I think. So do I want it? Not really. I wasn't that convinced. Even though the price is good. Can you do it? Yes. Feel totally comfortable. You've done a lot of stuff. You didn't really spotlight your name or anything, but I don't think you need to. I mean, you got Hasbro there and G.I. Joe. I think we all think you're credible. Then how much is it? Price was solid. I don't think the price was that bad for, especially comparing it to other Kickstarters. I don't think it's a great price, but I honestly think it's roundabout what I would expect to pay, which is good. I should want this. Was so excited for this and was ready to back. There's literally no passion for the franchise. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm not seeing the theme come across as much as I would want to, especially if I were a G.I. Joe fan. And I mentioned that right from the jump. And that's why the do I want it, I think it's going to be very subjective. But can you do it? How much is it? Yeah, slam dunks there. I think the price was reasonable. So final grade on this one. And once again, this is not a grade on my thoughts on the game. I've never played this game. I don't really have strong thoughts on it because they didn't post a gameplay video. They don't even have a preview. They don't even have a preview where someone says, oh, it does this and that. It's like, we will tell you about the game in 2 days, but only a little bit, and then it's in 4 days, and then in 6 days, and then in 8 days. And it's like, this was the strategy that they took, and I just don't think it's that great of a strategy. Like, I don't think it moves the needle. And I'm very curious to see, now that it's been an extra 40 minutes, has this moved higher than the number 8 one? Because you would expect this to be, at least at the very beginning, a very popular Kickstarter. Up to 7th. Okay. Yeah, final grade on this one. Do I want it? Really. I didn't like the main image. Shopping area was fine. I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I think if it's a C-. Is that... There's no reason to come back. Because here's the other thing. And I do want to look into this more, because this is from the marketing perspective. There's no reason to come back to this Kickstarter page at all. They've given me 0 reasons. Because, when I say this, if I back this, I'm going to get the update. And I click on the update, I read the update. That's going to tell me all the information that they're going to give me, then presumably they're going to add that to the Kickstarter page at some point. But there's actually zero reason for me to come back to this at all. Like the actual page. And I think that's not good. Hopefully they engage people in the updates. But yeah, this feels very cold, very heartless, very, I hate to say this, very Queen's Game-esque. Very Eagle Griffin Games-esque. Well, yeah, I don't know. It just, Renegade Game Studio, I think, is, if they keep doing this literally like this, I think they're going to start getting that reputation. Yeah, because this is, so I'm going to go with a C-. It's got everything it needs. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have a gameplay video. It doesn't have a how to play video. Yeah, D+. I'm going to go D+. But it has everything else. C-, D+. You can talk me one way or the other. Not impressed with it, though. G.I. Joe Mission Critical, I don't think it's going to bring new people in. And I worry that it just feels so mechanical and lifeless that the actual diehard fans will be like, $150? Yeah. Especially, and now we really need to go into that one question that I hate talking about, but we have to talk about, which is, why do I back this over just getting it retail when I don't have to pay the shipping? And it's like, I don't know if I was convinced of that at all either. So I'm going to go with a D+, I think, on this one. I think it could have been so much more. I honestly think maybe just the way to go. I feel like daily unlocks would have been way better, honestly, than the format that they chose, where it's like, hey, we're going to unlock. So it comes with all these heroes and all these monsters, but we're going to unlock some. We're going to show them to you. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm going to go with a D+ and G.I. Joe Mission Critical. Not a huge fan of this one. Was not a very fun ride. But let me know in the comments below what's your final grade. And as always, if you enjoy this content, please be sure to click on that subscribe, as I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, celebrating my 10-year anniversary of making YouTube content. Bye-bye.